constantly able to monitor that. We can't.
Mm.
And so we have to, one of the best things that I ever learned was learning to manage my expectations from people. People can only give you what they have the capacity to give. That was the hardest lesson in life for me. The hardest lesson in life. I expect for you to tell me the truth when you've been a liar your entire life. How? How? You can't give me the truth because it's not in your wheelhouse. You've literally been a farce for as long as can remember.
Okay. So then my next question is, when we're dealing with proximity, now let's get into the next phase of this conversation. Um, you're accepting bad behavior. So now you're growing, you're maturing, you're being enlightened. You're realizing who you are, you're gaining identity. And so now you're shifting how people treat you. You're no longer accepting bad behavior, but now you're being labeled as, oh, they're being brand new. She's acting different. Can we kind of go down that path? Because at some point, you're supposed to grow, you're supposed to mature, you're supposed to evolve. But now you're mishandling me as if I'm the same person from my previous season, and I'm no longer that person anymore.
Okay. So I'm gonna go here first.
Okay, let's go.
If you're around people or there are people in your life who are in the same space as when you both started, those are not your people. Those are not your people. And I'm gonna use this correlation and see if it resonates. So many of us have gone home to visit family, whatever, right? And what we see is the same people in the same spaces doing the same things we were when we left them years ago,
Like a time capsule.
like a time capsule. And you literally are feeling like, oh, wait, hold on. Like,
I've been gone 20 years,
I've
10
been
years.
gone 20 years and you still where I left you last time, right? The thing about that is this. To answer your question fully, for someone that doesn't have the ability to grow with you or see where you're growing to, those are not your people. And unfortunately, familiarity will keep us in a space for longer than we need to be there. We stay longer than we need to simply because we think that they're going to come along. No, they're not coming along.
So is it because your growth offends them, or allows them to see that they
They
had the
first,
same opportunity and they did not take
no,
that chance? No, I'm asking
no,
rhetorically
no,
because
no.
these are questions like, so what is it? Because are these people that resent your freedom but really want to know how you did it? Or let's kind of go deeper into that, like the why of.
So, so what I would tell you is this: most times, it doesn't have anything to do with that it doesn't offend them. They're afraid to go to that space because it's unfamiliar to them.
Fear is the
Fear,
number one
fear,
killer.
fear literally is a sinking sand or quicksand or a space where we're not able, we literally don't do a lot of the things we do. Most of us will find 15 reasons why we won't work out, but we got 25 reasons from the doctor why we should, right? Fear will keep us from moving into the next level because it's foreign to us. I do you know how many people have said to me, "Oh, I wouldn't go to Dubai. I've heard they have so many things." I said, "And it's none of the things you've heard." I said when
I've
I
been,
was,
it's beautiful. It's
oh
absolutely
my God,
amazing.
it's incredible. Like
Yeah.
literally, and the thing about it is that the people are more liberal than what you believe. But if I listened to what I heard prior to me going, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. And so fear is huge. The other part is this is that we don't move to what we need. We stay in a space that we can manage. God is not in the things that we can see. God is in the things that we can't see. The things that we can reach, that's us. We can do that. Oh, I decided I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to walk a mile. But if you decide, okay, Father, I want to walk 10 miles a day, that's out of your reach. That's out of your wheelhouse. That's where God is. God is up here.
So we have to elevate our vision, right?
We have to elevate our vision. We have to elevate our mind. We have to elevate our mindset. We have to, I've been teaching, and Bible said the mindset shift. You have to shift your mind to a space that is uncomfortable for you. It is
Breaking the mold.
God doesn't deal with the comfortability of us.
Mm.
But that's what we deal with because it's familiar.
But
Same
isn't that
reason.
part of the getting out of the boat? You know, we hear the story in the Bible about getting out of the boat. And when Jesus said to come, Peter got out, but he didn't say come, Peter. He said come, meaning anybody in that boat could have gotten out on the water.
Oh,
But the
that's
only
good.
person that got out was Peter.
And what's crazy is Peter did get out. Peter
Yeah.
got out, and then when Peter started thinking, then Peter realized, what am I doing out here?
Yes.
And
But
then
the
Peter,
word was for everybody
the
there.
word was for everybody in the boat, which is really good. That'll preach real good. Says that because the thing about it is this: it doesn't matter who hears.
It's the response that matters.
Watch this. Oh, thank you. That's good. That's good. Watch this. Watch this. This because this is in a building. They'll do a fire drill, and everyone will hear the drill. And there will some will say, "Well, it's not a real fire, so I'm not moving." And there are others that will get up and move quickly. They'll go because that's what they know that's what that sound is. If we're honest, how many times has God made a sound and we didn't move because we thought it was just a drill?
This is not a drill.
It's not a drill. It's not a drill. But that when I check, that's so good to me because I'm just like, wait, hold on. Literally, we heard last week, we got an indication on our phones that there was going to be a presidential alert.
They told us like 72
They
hours before.
they told us there was going to be a presidential alert. They let us know. I heard people say, I'm turning my phone off because I don't want to be alerted.
And some people did.
And what is God saying? Or what is happening in your life and you turn the notifications off and you don't want to be alerted?
You don't put God on D&D.
D&D. Do not disturb. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when we do that, doesn't it desensitize our discernment?
I love being here with you, but you challenge my gangster so bad.
What? What did I do?
Well, listen.
What did I do?
Nothing. You having the conversation that we have offline. We're having it for the world to see. So it is what it is, right? So I'm not mad. But catch this though. You said, does it desensitize? We've been desensitized. And the unfortunate part is that we've lumped God, and all deities into that desensitization. The thing about it is that the one thing that God I've heard repeatedly is, I didn't hurt you. Why are you penalizing me?
Because we treat God like the people that traumatize us in real life.
Your question was, doesn't that desensitize us? We've been desensitized. And the problem is that we won't manage the things. We won't deal with the things that have hurt us, that have bruised us, that have calloused us. We haven't dealt with those things. So therefore, why in the world would we understand?
So I'm going to be transparent. Lord have mercy.
This is not in your script, is it?
No, this is not. So those that know me know I go to Spirit and Truth, and my pastor is Pastor Mark Moore Jr. And he's very challenging, which I love. We need that. So I was listening to a prayer this morning from Pastor John Hanna, and sitting at my desk at work, and I keep like a journal notebook because when you hear things, you write it down. And so both of them were saying pretty much just in summation, you have more help than you realize. And that the things you've been looking for, you've been looking too low. Because he tied in the scripture, because I look into the hills. He was like, you can't see because you're looking down the valley, but you're not looking towards the hills. Look at you smiling. And so I'm sitting at work, And it was kind of convicting. And God was like, and I was kind of honest with God, like, I shut some people out of my life because of how I was dropped in the past, because of how people made promises and didn't come through. And so as a result, I learned how to figure things out on my own because I got tired of the disappointment. And God was like, yeah, but you're in a new chapter in a new season. So you cannot continue to operate the way you used to. And I needed to elevate and lift my vision because I've been looking too low and you have more help than you realize. So in other words, be more open to opportunity, be more open to collaboration, be more receptive to what's coming because I'm trying to give you things in this chapter, but I can't give you that if your heart is still closed because out of fear of what happened in season 2, episode 1, when we're now in season 4. It is quiet in here.
Do you want me to? You want me to? You. I guess you want me to unpack that,
We're
right?
talking, we're unpacking,
We,
and
we are. We
yeah.
are talking. One of the things, and it's loud in my ear. And I don't know why this is heavy for me, but it's heavy because I want people to get it. I want us to get it.
Mhm.
We stay wounded longer than we are healed, right? And if God is God, and we have figured out that if it's not, if God is not what you ascribe to, whatever your higher power is, there is something that desires for you to be well, right? And the thing that I find that is so difficult is that we stay in the pain longer than we stay in the promise. Both of them are necessary. In your pain, you can appreciate your promise when you get to it. The unfortunate part is that we wear our pain. We dress ourselves in our pain. We make up our pain. And so when we get to the promise, all we can remember is the pain.
It's
And
been
so
familiar, like a
it's
cloak,
familiar. It's a cloak. It's like that favorite scarf, that favorite blanket, that favorite person, that favorite fragrance.
but it's dangerous because it's constricting and it's smothering, it's choking, it's killing us slowly.
That's the part. That's the part. That's why it's heavy, because it is killing us slowly. It is killing us slowly, and I just believe that there's a desire for us to go forward, but we can't because of we're shackled by the things that we've been through.
So how collectively people going through this Rakandius, how does the shift begin? Like what should people do to initiate the shift coming out of this? Because you know,
Uh,
we've heard
God Almighty, this girl, her, uh, uh. Sorry, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Go ahead.
I'm
Finish.
just I'm just like because we've been we you can be lulled to sleep and it can be almost hypnotic and we have to snap out of this because
All
what
right.
can be it can be seductive, it can be alluring, but at the same time it's very dark and this is not what is intended for our lives, you know? And yeah, you hear the phrase, you go through hell, but just don't stop. But for some people, it seems like their fire is turned up 7 times and they're inhaling the smoke and they're suffocating. But people need to know there is life on the other side of it. Whatever your it is, there's life on the other side of it. But you have to be willing to accept the uh, the knowledge of knowing there is more and to not be comfortable in this space and to not just sit there and settle because your past does not dictate your future. It's only a point of reference. You don't have to stay in it. There is more for you. There's more for us. There's more. There's more. And for me to stand here and say that, for you to sit here and say that, I think people need to hear That whatever it is job loss, someone died, someone walked out, whatever it is, sickness, illness, there is more for you after this. But you have to get it in your mind to want it, to desire it, and not to wallow in it. We have to get up. There's a valley, but there's also a mountain. But where are you looking? Are you going to keep your eye on the valley, or are you going to look to the hills? What are you looking at? What's in your ear gate? What are you watching? What are you reading? Who are you talking to? What are we entertaining? Like, let's be honest. Are you comparing your life to what's on social media? And now you're taking on the spirit of comparison. And then you feel like, well, my life is not like theirs, when you don't know that they're not really taking trips. They just went to an airport and did a photo shoot. Like, what are we doing? But let's have a real conversation here.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
So the first thing that you have to do in order to get to a place of wellness is acknowledge where the source of pain came from.
Unpack it.